the airport at Guatemala City. We booked a quaint two-story hotel that cost us about $50 a night. This was a well-kept boutique hotel in Antigua. Once we arrived in Antigua, we checked in our hotel and we started wandering in the streets of Antigua. We stopped by at a local restaurant, which was owned by a family that moved from Germany about 50 years ago. We asked the patron if they can tell us some of the paramount destinations in Antigua or in Guatemala that we can visit. She told us we can go to the ruins of Tikal, or we can visit Lake Atitlan, or we can actually stay in Antigua itself because of its beauty and the many churches and Spanish architecture and monasteries that are in Antigua. That afternoon, we wandered around Antigua. We stopped by at many of its shops and we ate at its wonderful restaurants. The next day, we again wandered these cobblestone streets of Antigua, and we stopped by a travel agency to inquire about some of these destinations that we heard about or we were told. The travel agents inspired us to visit Mount Pacaya. The next morning, we went to a square where the buses left for Mount Pacaya. The trip was a leisurely 2-hour ride to the park. The driver paid for the entrance fees. And once at the park, we were welcomed by these young men who were renting sticks and also horses to go up the mountain. Being an avid walker, my wife and myself, and actually both of us have run a marathon, we said, we don't need this. We can climb this mountain. It's not a big deal. We started at the base of the mountain, and it was a 3.5 mile approximately climbing up this mountain. What started as a nicely paved trail ended up being a steep, rocky climb, followed by volcanic gravel and ash that felt like you were walking in the sand dunes of the Sahara Desert. This also was followed by walking on a dry lava, which was as sharp as a broken glass. Once we got to the summit, we high-fived each other, and the tradition up there is to roast marshmallows. So we partook in that tradition of roasting marshmallows at the summit. Coming down the hill, we thought this would be a breeze. Unfortunately, you have to hold on to anything that you can. Since we didn't have those sticks, it was really a bad experience. You have to hunch down and lean back and walk very slowly so that you won't fall flat on your face. It took us over 2 hours to come down the hill, this mountain, and finally we arrived to the base, exhausted, and we caught our bus back to Antigua. Once in Antigua, the next day, we basically decided to rest and not do any traveling. The last night of our trip, we were awoken by 2:30 in the morning by a 7.1 Richter scale earthquake. The room shook from side and swayed from side to side. Everything on the cupboard fell on the ground. In conclusion, sometimes what you plan might not happen. Sometimes you might have an unforeseen lifetime experience. And sometimes those experiences could change your life. Thank you.